Well, my name is Herold Peebles. In my work life, I worked for Wilbur Ellis Company for 40 years, retiring at the end of 2011. We also owned orchards in the Cheyenne Valley for 50 years and just sold the last of those here in the last couple of years. So I guess I'm officially retired now.
My name's Robert Peebles, Herold and Vicky's son. I also work for Wilbur Ellis currently. Been in the industry for my 14th year now, 4 of those with Wilbur Ellis.
Well, I can almost go back to the beginning of WAEF. In my working life, earlier years, I worked for Wilbur Ellis Company for 40 years, retired at the end of 2011. In 1990, I was responsible for our tree fruit business throughout Washington State, to include branches in the Dalles and Hood River. And one day at my office, I had a call from Buell Hawkins. Asked if he might stop by, bring a couple people with him. So at the appropriate time, Buell showed up. He had Don Heineke and Jim Wade with him. They kind of pitched the idea of WAEF, which was being worked on through the Apple Commission at that point in time, to get it up and get it started. They pitched the idea that it might be a pretty good thing for Wilbur Ellis Company to take a look at and be a sponsor. They were looking for a primary sponsor for their golf tournaments. The proceeds from that would help with a lot of the ongoing expenses at WAEF and help get them started. So we agreed to do that. I think in the beginning it was meant to be Wenatchee one year, Yakima the next year, but either the first or second year it was such a roaring success that it doubled up, doing one in both Wenatchee and Yakima. So it was kind of there in the beginning. Certainly glad that we did that. Wilbur Ellis Company continues to support it today.
We're very excited to continue that partnership. It's been a great partnership. Wilbur Ellis has provided, I think almost since inception too, $10,000 scholarships for kids of farm workers, and very, very happy and proud to do that and continue to do that.
Well, they focus on the agricultural industry, which is of course important to Wilbur Ellis Company, but it's important to the area and the communities and the people. I think just since the very beginning, it looked like an opportunity for the industry to say thank you to a whole lot of people. People who make this industry work. A lot of those people get up pretty early in the morning. But it's just been I think it's an opportunity to say thank you to not only the students, but certainly to their families.
I think it's not just the money. I mean, WAEF gives away $1 million plus a year now, but they're with those kids from year one all the way through until they graduate and even beyond.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity in the past to participate in the scholarship luncheon day and work with kids on being prepared for an interview. I don't know a lot of foundations or scholarship groups that take a kid, give them money for 4 years, and then also help teach them how to seek out a job, how to write a resume, how to perform well in an interview, what to look for after you've gone to work for somebody. WAEF truly cares for those kids all the way through their college years and beyond.
The first scholarship was after my father passed away back in 17 years ago. So our combined family, my brother, his family, myself, and our families, we funded that scholarship. After that, Vicki and I have chosen to fund a couple more scholarships on our own. One, the Herold and Vicki Peebles Scholarship, another one, the Vicki Armbruster Peebles Scholarship, to honor her parents who were fruit growers in the Manson Valley. So Jennifer has a scholarship in her name, and I guess along the way it just kind of all came together. It's always felt good. Again, I think it's just a good opportunity to say thank you to people. Well, certainly a lot of these students will end up back supporting the tree fruit industry. They end up in positions of great influence, if you will. There's a number of field people in the industry. There's people managing businesses. There's people managing orchards. Certainly their families are involved in all these communities, all of these businesses. Again, it's a way of saying thank you. Certainly without those people, the tree fruit industry would simply not exist. So, on our family's involvement, this has always been an important project for us. Vicki has, over the years, mentored students. She certainly helped with the golf tournaments, done a number of other things in support along the way. Robert has done the same thing, working the luncheons, the golf tournaments. Vicki and Jennifer send out care packages each year, a couple times a year, to students in college. Jennifer was the executive director for 20 years, starting in 2001. So again, it's always been a special project for us, and we look at that as an opportunity to say thank you to a lot of people.
You know, one WAEF moment that particularly sticks with me, I've got a teammate, he's been working for Wilbur Ellis for a few years now. He came to us through WAEF, and I asked him, you know, about the impact. And he said when he was growing up, the idea of going to college or anything after high school was not anything that was in his mind. He felt like he was going to grow up and take over for his father, who is an orchard manager right now. Found out about WAEF, and then through the support of WAEF and other organizations, he was able to go to college debt-free, graduate, come to work for Wilbur Ellis. He said it opened up his eyes to a whole part of the industry he didn't even know existed. He really felt that the industry growing up was working on an orchard, eventually working your way into an orchard management, and going to college opened up his eyes to see so many different things that the industry can offer. And he said he wouldn't be where he's at today if WAEF hadn't been helping him along the way. So I think the difference for us, at least when I'm interviewing for candidates to come to work for Wilbur Ellis, when we get a WAEF kid in, normally they're just more prepared. Again, I mentioned earlier the scholarship luncheon, the resume writing help, the job interview help. When they come in and they sit down, they're nervous just like all the new kids. Everybody else looking for their first job, they're all nervous. But the WAEF kids just have more poise. They have a little bit more confidence. They make a better impression right out of the gates. And yeah, the ones that I know of, the ones that I work with, I'm very proud to say that they work for Wilbur Ellis and that they came to us from WAEF. The WAEF golf tournament this year will be held in Yakima on May 1st and in Wenatchee on May 23rd. And from Wilbur Ellis, as primary presenting sponsor of those tournaments, we invite all of you to come out and have a great time supporting a wonderful cause and enjoying some golf.